Okay, good morning, guys. It's FX-Instructor here again. So I wanted to run you guys through what the last video we did, everything we talked about, and how it played out. So it actually played out to the sell side. Okay, so last on the last video I was telling you guys that as a trader, okay, in the markets, in the currency pairs. You're not determining whether it's going up or down. That's not your work. You get your work is to look out for which side. Is it going up or is it going down? What's the most likely position? And after my confirmation, take an entry after I figure that out. Okay, so it's not about whether I'm a buyer or I'm a seller. You get that's why I gave you guys two probabilities from the last video based on the analysis what was going to happen, and okay, one of them played out, and that's just what I want to walk you guys through. So obviously we've come into a monthly POI on the monthly time frame, and we mitigated that quite well, and it's doing some job, but nothing significant yet, even though because we're viewing it on the monthly. Okay, so let's jump down to the daily. If you watched the last video, I think you're already accustomed to what is going on the monthly time frame. I don't want the videos to take too long. If you're already with me, then follow the video through. Okay, I will just be posting about the euro dollar because that's basically my pair. I've been working with the euro dollar and studying it and trading on it for over 3 years now. And I've just decided to focus on the euro dollar. Now you can see some other things here, but these guys are just watchers. Okay, this is a Vanguard SP 500 ETF. Okay, I hold some shares of that. This is the US dollar against the Nigerian naira. Okay, then this is the euro against the Australian dollar. Just started analyzing that of recent. And then this is Bitcoin US dollar, which I did for a friend, and I just kept it on my radar. Anyway. So, but basically, my market is the euro and the dollar, okay? Because that's where it's happening, bro. It's happening every other place, but it's happening here well. So I like to focus here. So let's jump down to the daily time frame. Okay, so yesterday, was it yesterday? I think it was some days ago, but let's just call it the last video, okay? The last video I told us that we've come into this zone, right? Or possible going buy side, but nothing significant for the buy side, right? I told us until we clear out this or this, nothing significant for the buy side. And then I told us to hang on till we got into this POI. I didn't do anything on this because it didn't get into my POI. And it's wonderful to know we still went sell side, even though it didn't get into my POI. Okay, but it took liquidity on the inducement, okay, the level of inducement. So let's jump down to the 4 hours. We're already familiar with what's going on here, right? We're on one daily swing leg, right? We've mitigated everything within sight, and now we're appearing to break this daily swing strong. And I think I told us once we come in this zone, okay, then we should look for a reversal and just come in. Okay, so now let's go and check for that reversal on the 4 hours. Let's look at that. So look at what we got on the 4 hours. Wow, this is amazing. So first off, this guy has cleared this. So let's mark that out because this might be our next possible zone. Uh, I'm just analyzing the market as we go. Hope you're cool with that. Okay, if you don't know how that is done, you can reach out to me and I'll help you. So I'll just take this whole leg like this, okay? Because, oh wow, this is what I'll take for myself for my 4 hour PI. Okay, this is what I'll take for myself for my 4 hour POI. Okay, and we've got a zone that has been cleaned out here, and then we got a little bit of break off structure right here, even though it's very mild. So why did we call this a 4-hour breakout structure? Because actually we have broken this already. This 4-hour swing has been broken, okay? This 4-hour swing has been broken. And what led to the break? It was this guy. And then this guy came back, took out liquidity here, and then he led to the next move. So this is signified as a 4-hour bust. Even though this one is very big, okay? The next one became very small. But then we'll be watching out for also getting into this point. That's why we have what is called confirmation, right? But it's not likely that it will go into that point. Why? Because liquidity has been swept here. This liquidity that has been swept gives us a whole lot on this level, okay? This liquidity that has been swept here gives us a whole lot. Please don't mind the swept. Okay, this liquidity here gives us a whole lot for this POI. This POI is looking promising. So I would want to add an alarm also somewhere here. Okay, just put this one down. Okay. So let's add an alarm there. Uh, okay, I get now. Okay, so you can see that. So we've got this right here waiting for us. Okay, it's all about waiting. Some people will see this now and say, "Oh wow, it's falling. Let's go and jump in. Let's go and jump in." Bro, immediately after a break of structure, what are we going to be expecting? We're going to be expecting a pullback. So be calm. Okay, be calm, chill, chill. But let's see if there was a way we could have gotten in here. So basically, after this, let's go to the 15 minutes and see. It didn't come into this my 4-hour POI. If it had come into my 4-hour POI, sorry about that. If it had come into my 4-hour POI, okay, I would have taken it beautifully. My alarm would have gone off. I would have taken it beautifully, but it didn't come in and I didn't take it because it's not in my rules. Okay, my rules, it has to come in. If it doesn't come in, I'm not sure what it will do. If it comes in, it sweeps liquidity. I know exactly what it's going to do. Okay, but even though we can see that there was a mild shift here because it didn't come in, I didn't get an alert, so I wasn't on the market. Expect I'm not on the market all day. Okay, I swing trade, so I can't be on the market all day. But you can see a shift here. Okay. So we had this shift here after we went up, okay, took this out, took liquidity on this set again. Okay, you can see that on the 15 minutes. So if I was actively on my screen, okay, looking at this, and then I saw we have gotten close here, but we didn't touch it, and then we came down, wham. Oh wow, we took this out, and then we came right back down and hit this place. You can see from here, this would have been a good spot. This would have been a good spot for your entry, right? So this is a change of character. And that's what we would have looked for when he came here. This is a liquidity sweep. That's what we would have looked for. When he came into this 4-hour POI, I would have first of all wait for a liquidity sweep, which is this. Okay, but this one works as a liquidity grab. Okay, wait for a liquidity sweep. Okay, once they sweep liquidity, and then I see a chalk following the sweep of liquidity, and then you can enter. Okay, you can take an entry. So this would have been quite some good ride if I was online. Just keep it a little bit here, and then your other block would have your SL will just be around this point. And this would have been, let's say, 1:3, and still counting, we could have done 1:5 and be comfortable with that. Okay, at this point, we would have trailed and put our stop here. But it didn't happen the way we wanted it to, and I didn't get in the market. Okay. You always want to be in control of the narrative. Making money in a way that is not your analysis gives you a sense of blind confidence that may hurt you later on as a trader. You want to build discipline in your early stages. So you want to stick to your rules hard and fast. You don't want to make any move that is not in your rule because it's not in your rule. breaking your rule is softening your edge. Okay, you are giving yourself an excuse to soften your edge, and later on it will prove futile in another place where you have to make a decision too. You also do the same thing. You get, so it didn't come into this, I didn't take it, and that was it. So this would have been wonderful, but we didn't get it. Okay, so with this, what we can do now is look for our next move, okay, and leave the 15 minutes alone. The 15 minutes is for entry. So, but that guides us to see that actually this our 4 hour PY, okay, has a 15 minutes PY that has been mitigated and then led to this move. So we may see some pullback into this 4 hour POI, look for that change and then go. Wow, some of you have seen this. Now, what we also do is we journal. Now, I've seen this happen here, okay, and I've seen this happen a couple of times, okay, and I've noted it down that, okay, something like this happens where liquidity is taken out, okay, it doesn't come into my POI, but the move works out. So I'm trying to make a strategy with which I can trade something like this. Okay, but for today, what we're looking at is bearish because now we've decided on the 4 hours that we are bearish. So we're looking for more bearish moves. Okay, on the 15 minutes, you may take easy pullbacks, but yet there's nothing to pull back from. We're still falling into the abyss. As you can see, the euro dollar is selling hard and fast, as we predicted in our last record. So now I've predicted again that what we're doing is moving in line with the monthly inflow. Okay, we're moving in line with the monthly inflow. But if you can look at this, we just took out the last. Okay, we're still yet to really confirm that this is a takeout because we will move back. So we want to wait till this candle closes on the monthly. Okay, so at the end of this month, we will know what this candle will decide to do. But meanwhile, on the daily and the 4 hour, there's a lot to trade. So don't be limited. Okay, this is just a eye opener to let us see from behind. Okay, looking at it from the 4 hours is looking through a glass. Looking at it on the monthly is looking at the whole picture. Okay, so I'm seeing the whole picture that, okay, we're trying to take this out and there's still a struggle, but it's coming down. Okay, so once we take this out, we know there will be some pullback and then we can continue downside. And we know that this downside move is going to be a long run because we'll be targeting all the way to this internal POI on the monthly. But for the 4 hours, my immediate bias, okay, on the 4 hours is bearish, okay, and you can see that being produced by a series of daily moves, okay. This is our last daily POI right here. So let's go to the daily and see something and then we'll call it a day, okay. My battery is kind of down. Okay, so you can see that now we have actually done that. Okay, we've broken the daily strong. Okay, this daily strong has been broken, guys. So we are bearish. The euro dollar is bearish, guys. The euro dollar is bearish. We've broken this daily strong. Okay, not yet confirmed thoroughly. This might just be a sweep of liquidity. Remember, we might see that it comes with a week and then just shifts. Only a week is left, so you have to be wise and wait. Okay, this is the part where it gets interesting because many traders will just want to jump in. But no, since we didn't catch the first move, we're going to wait for another move, right? Okay, so on the daily, we've done this and then we'll just be waiting for some pullback and see if it will come continuous or we'll just sweep this fake, okay, keep a week here and then go back and do our bullish move. But obviously, everything is aligning with the strengths that the monthly came with, okay? I hope you understand that the strengths the monthly came with. But overall, to guide yourself, we can see that the daily is trying to give us a break due to the fact that we're reacting to a monthly POI. And once we break this, you know that's a change of character. Why is it a change of character? Okay, let me help some guys out. Why is it a change of character? A change of character is the first change in the way the trend has been moving. So for example, we had the first bullish move on the daily one. We broke structure here, broke structure here, broke structure here to the bullish side, broke structure here to the bullish side. This is the first break of structure to the downward side if it holds, okay? We've not confirmed it holding. It has to break with the body of a candle for us to confirm it. If it breaks with a wick, it's not confirmed. Okay, so this is the first time for a long time since this moves, right? Since this moves, this is the first time that we are going bearish. Okay, that we're having a bearish swing, which is called a change of character. But this is the daily, remember? So we have this change of character happening. And what is facilitating that move on the daily, right, is the 4 hours. Okay, so the 4 hours, let me take this out so guys are not confused. So the 4 hours is facilitating that move, right? By becoming bearish itself. It is facilitating that move. So we are on a bearish move, right? So hit this, come back, hit this, come back. Okay, we might just see that happen. So guys, stay bearish. Stay bearish, okay? Stay bearish on the euro dollar and look for confirmation around this point. Like I've said before, if you don't understand what confirmation is, follow me up, okay? So I'm calling that we may just run back in here and then push all the way down. But we've already obeyed the first law of coming down, and then we know that we're going to go bearish long term. Okay, guys. So I just want to end this video here. And I remember I told you guys in this coming month, I'm going to start something to show us, to show some of us small traders that actually you can make it trading small money. You just have to apply a lot of discipline. And it's that discipline I will want to walk you guys through from next month down. I'll be giving you feedbacks on how I'm treating that $20 account I promised to fund. Okay. And now it's not like you are my daddy and I'm your child and I have to be giving you feedback. Okay. I'm doing that to help the community, to help us grow together, to help us see that even the little fund can grow. It just needs a lot of discipline and work to make it grow. Okay. And we're going to be growing that money with this strategy that we're using. I've been learning this strategy for a good part of a year plus, okay, and I've been in trading a good part of 3 years plus, okay. So, if I stick with this is because I've tested it, I've seen it work, I've tested it, and I'm so confident now that okay, this is actually what works, and I know what works, and I'm ready to initiate with what works. So this other block has been mitigated before on the daily. So let's push that back a little bit so that it does not affect the new. We don't need you anymore. You've been mitigated. You're not useful. Okay, so this is our new zone and it has been broken. So we're looking at this coming back. But we know that since this has been broken, it might just be as is the first. As is the first is always very, very rugged. Okay, so missing it here was a very, very painful miss. Okay. Missing it here was painful. We would have entered here, kept our TP open, but it didn't come into our POI and we didn't get alert. And I don't come to the market randomly, except I'm making a video or I get an alert on my zones or I'm analyzing. Okay, we don't just stay on the market. We have other things we're doing with our life. As a trader, you have to have good psychology, and I'll be dabbling into psychology, but not now. Okay, not now. Now I just want to give you guys TA, proper technical analysis. Okay, so buckle up, sit tight. You're with FX-Instructor. You're on a cool ride. Everything here is free. Just subscribe, hit the like button, and follow me for more. You can reach out to me if you're finding it hard. I help for free. And I mean it for free. I don't teach for free. I help for free, please. They're two different things. So you must know what you're doing before you're coming to ask me something, and I will be obliged to point you in the right direction. Okay. So that's that. So we've been bullish one, two, we became bearish one, and now we are sure that this monthly POI is doing a great job by pushing the market downside. We're ready to follow it downside if it's ready to continue downside. Remember, it's all probabilities. Have a lovely one, guys.